in the third game, one of the characters is a robot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
But this is the first game, and you gotta figure out who killed Chihiro. So who did it, Pat? Who killed Chihiro?
No idea, but I know it's not Genocide Jack.
It's not Genocide Jack. You're sure?
I'm very sure.
But who is Genocide Jack?
Fucking what's her name? Toko, the fucking book girl.
The wrong one.
She made it very obvious.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the
Yeah, we know.
Let's talk about the murder weapon.
Yes, sir.
First, you have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow.
Oh my god, whoa, it's a picture of your assistant.
Man, if only she was here, she could have, done the case for me. Yes, Lager rimmed up.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Yeah.
It appears it was a head wound.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
The Monokuma file. The killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Excuse me. No.
It's wrong.
Wrong. Take a break from this trial.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was
Literally the giant weapon with blood on it.
It was covered in blood. And
Yeah,
there
the
was
little pink
nothing
stuff.
else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
True.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
It's very clearly it was a boy that did it.
Looked at her head wound?
Why,
Well, someone had to.
Why wouldn't you? Come on, Ash Ketchum.
Were you gonna...
I just love how it just zooms in on his head. How is that creepy?
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here.
Oh, sorry.
Discussion of the culprit.
Forgot. This is asshole's case.
I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite...
Oh, he's gonna assume it was genocide. Oh yeah, he thinks it's Genocide Jack.
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Get ready for it. I think... I don't remember if it's now or before, but, like, they say it like the fiendish serial killer Genocide Jack, like, 8 fucking times in a row.
Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added. Non-stop debates. To hear more? Yeah, sure. Why not? Lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there is a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer. Why do they have to make this so complicated?
It's really not complicated. Just literally just start it and you'll see. There's just like other things on the screen that if you hit the right mouse on it, they'll go away. And sometimes they'll be in front of where you have to shoot the truth bullet.
Okay. Make your argument. Genocide Jack case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm
Seriously?
sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Ah, you bitch. You fucker.
Jack.
Use escape to fast forward. Or no. Oh, I guess it's not like that in this game.
No, it was...
Yeah.
It was another button, I just don't remember what.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it.
That slows it
As
down.
far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Yoink.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
I mean...
I found this file while I was looking around.
Yeah, you
the
just
archive in
found
the
it.
library.
Yeah, it wasn't
Guess
given
it's some
at
kind
all.
of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
So it's funny.
That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
I mean... He's he's not wrong that it's not important right now, but I don't know.
It
Also,
outlines
Shay,
all
shut up.
every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the
In the anime for this, the English dub, his name is Genocide Show.
Yeah, it's Genocide or Show. It's so dumb. Kat hates that so much.
And like, it's not even like the blood. The thing written on the wall isn't bloodlust. It's like fucking just, I don't remember what it is, but it's not bloodlust. Why does it keep zooming in on your head?
It's booblust.
Booblust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of the Genocide Jack case, which the world doesn't largely know, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the bloody messaged. Or it's how the victim was positioned. Yeah.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
Aw, poor Chihiro.
There's only one logical answer.
Definitely, one of the most tragic.
It's really sad, like, honestly.
Just wanted to get stronger.
In this case, is the
No fucking way.
Ah, damn it, they didn't do that.
No fucking way.
Dude likes to curse.
Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
Well, he says it like so like nonchalant.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
I really like 80% of his scream. 80% of his lines are screams.
I'm okay with that.
Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Whoa.
Look at Byakuya.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
You. That's you.
Yeah. It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. Whoa. It's almost like multiple personalities. Hangman's Gambit. Oh, what the hell?
Remember, you gotta figure out the word.
I forgot the other letter.
Oh, it depends on the color. If you have to hit it more than once. But the same thing you put before.
I don't remember.
The C.
I have to wait for a C now. Yes, good song.
Now I understand.
I mean, weird, but okay.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
I feel like having it spell split would kind of make a little more sense, but I guess so.
I think I read that
Okay.
somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
It's very true. Maybe she fainted. Well, I can say it's close, but not quite. Fainting by itself doesn't prove a split personality.
Shoot!
Must be something else. Shoot!
You embarrassed yourself.
Oh no! Her behavior.
I got it!
You got it.
Talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back.
That's right. Like he sounded so proud that we got that right.
Yeah, you're like his little prodigy, and he's the prodigy.
I fucking hate him. That's just weird. A dead body? Hey, are you dead? Yeah, ha 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 ha. She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world is a front and back, a top, inning, and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. So, like, isn't it kind of funny how... I don't know, I just think it's really weird how, like, she literally just outed herself.
Well,
She was
you'll see.
That's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers.
I don't mean, like, as the killer. I'm just saying, like, she just outed herself that she is Genocide Jack.
Don't go assigning
Taka.
adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
True.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Yes, we know this. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked
Damn you,
herself
murderous
in her room
fiend!
wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
It seems pretty obvious now that you think about it.
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
Because she told
I
him.
do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You
She
have
loved
only
him.
yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first.
Oh my god!
You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
He's about to get called out. I couldn't keep our promise, but don't. Oh, she thinks that Genocide Jack killed. I don't think Genocide
Said
Jack
if I
killed.
kept my promise, go out with me.
Wow.
The reason I promised.
That's kind of
how
fucked.
many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control
Zoom,
it.
zoom, zoom, zoom.
Your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Well, that was the easiest trial we've ever had.
Nah,
Well,
that
the
ain't
opening
it.
act is nearly
It's
finished.
way too
All
simple.
that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Hoping to see.
I'm sorry, the fucking tongue. Why?
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do?
Fumi's just standing right next to her.
He's like, say what?
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide!
Oh,
Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's amazing. I love her so much.
What the fuck?
Like they say, sound in murderous minds sound.
She
in
is
murderous
definitely...
body.
I hate Toko, but she's one of my favorite characters in the game.
Different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know.
And she said that earlier.
Every inning has a top and a bottom.
Yeah.
Dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun.
Put that tongue away, seriously. This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
Awesome!
This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you?
Went up the hill.
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts?
I like how, like, kind of casually he asks the question.
I mean, hey, we're already here.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's not like she would just, you know, murder everybody right here and there, because then she wouldn't be able to leave.
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally
Monokuma said
powerless.
ACAB.
I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
No.
It's a necessary evil if you want
No.
to survive.
That's not how it
Nah, I
works.
kind of agree with her.
No.
Just kidding again!
Everyone's like, oh, okay.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible
Nah.
for Chihiro's death.
Wrong.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive.
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory.
But she already told you.
She told him.
Yeah.
But he promised he wasn't going to tell anyone. She didn't want anyone else to find out.
Let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a
But he was
secret
still
like
gonna
that
say
came to
anyways,
light,
then what?
Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
And, like, if the outside world found
But
out,
Toko,
like...
but then Toko wouldn't have told you about it then.
Interesting. Very,
Well,
very
she's a simp for him.
Interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Aw. Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details out of all this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Nah, that's wrong. The killer used the fucking scissors. And there were no scissors hanging the dead corpse.
Methods of murder really exactly the same?
Hafumi, are you okay? You're, like, eating your hand, buddy.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
Actually, she has, like, scissors on her. It's like, if I wanted to kill, I'd use these.
I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
God.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian
Alright,
restaurant.
can I, like, not see this anymore? It's
Nope,
just
you have to stare at it.
It's uncomfortable to look at. I'm just gonna close my
Happened to
eyes.
Chihiro. It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
That's funny.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
One clear difference between these murders. The photos of the other Genocide Jack case look at the neck and the stomach. You can see the clear difference.
I got it!
Fatal injury.
For one, the cause of death,
Cause of death is different. Look, all the scissors. God, stop showing me this.
No, look at it.
Way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Oh yeah, so you cut to the chase.
To the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Just look at her on the side.
Strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
So here's the thing. That's not completely right. But what if she had no scissors on her? Like, I think she does. But I'm just saying, like, you could make the argument that she had to improvise, you know? That, like, there were no scissors around, so she had to work with
One
something.
more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Second difference is related to how she was suspended. When...
I got it!
Not
Do
scissors.
you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
Alright.
Well,
I know what's gonna happen now. Now people are gonna think it has to be asshole because he was trying to frame Toko. But it's not gonna be him either.
Specifically,
because that's also way too simple. It was somebody else. It was one of the other boys.
And guess what?
I think it was either Kaiba or Mondo. It had to be one of them.
Professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
It's fucking the Fubi's like, oh, you don't say. No. Okay, yeah.
There's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to...
I think she's talking about...
Listen up.
No, Big Mac. His name's Makoto.
Oh, I thought you were saying Big Mac because of Fumi's, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each genocide Jack case.
They were all boys.
They're just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Yeah.
Figure that out. And
Literally looking at all the pictures, at least from what we can see, they were all boys.
Molly girl.
Chihiro was her lover.
Was her lover. Oh my god, what a twist.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
Alright, so there we go.
Talking about.
What are you
In all the
talking
genocide
about?
Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They had a male. Jeez, thank you.
Soak it in.
And I don't want to.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mope
What?
side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
When an Italian chef
What the fuck is happening right now?
Don't be
The case gets weirder.
I have too much
I don't know how else it could get weirder than this.
the absolute reality.
Yeah, just wait till the execution.
Oh no.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
It's like, did I just get talked down to?
Damn.
Never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That's true.
Does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
Just take him out. Come on.
A way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell.
Just Just hold one. Hold one in your hand.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school.
Ifumi! The mind!
What a genius.
Scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
No way. Oh, that's hysterical.
She's fully equipped.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side?
I mean, she pretty much just gave herself evidence that she's innocent, so like,
yeah.
Wow.
Can you gutter dogs, all of you?
She just gave like 6 pieces of evidence in a row that proved that she's innocent.
By literally admitting that she is a homicidal killer.
Well, Genocide Jill doesn't give a shit. She is fucking totally happy with how she is. Toko is
innocent? But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Hold on, there is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack.
Hifumi!
It has to be Leon.
Byakuya.
Answer. Byakuya, it's possible you would have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police
I still don't think it's him, but like they're gonna make a lot of good points against
through
him.
the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
He did. He's speechless. He's got nothing.
You're saying
Mr. Asshole did it? It's nothing.
The reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now,
It was around the time that we pretty much, I think it was when we were at the front door or something.
acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
Alright, yeah, I guess pretty much right there. And the locker rooms, they're suspicious, very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with their... Yeah! He immediately knew where to... He pretty much made a nice guess where to look.
But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
Okay.
Nothing strange about that.
There's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
It's a clear contradiction as to what Byakuya just said. I had to make it clear to everyone. New elements. Yeah, so. Truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize the weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once at a single truth bullet. If shooter change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth, blah blah. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer, blah blah blah. Might be wise to memorize a different weak spot, blah blah blah. In this case, eat some pizza.
Got it?
Yes.
So, yeah, sometimes you have to use something that's in the actual dialogue and, like, save it to reuse it somewhere else.
Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
I'm just gonna look at everything.
Yeah.
How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
No, that is not.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Buddy, what's wrong with you? This is a clear contradiction. It doesn't make sense how he could have known before we'd even found out. Make that contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
So...
But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
Shut up.
Absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was
Hold down
Chihiro,
left.
who was a girl.
Hold.
So of course I would
Yeah.
suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless
Did I use it up?
distractions.
No. It's that's unlimited.
Oh, okay.
I wish you'd taken me with you.
God, you're disgusting. His proportions are so weird. It's terrifying.
Like, also, aren't you into like 2D girls? Like, why do you care about the
Hey,
girls'
come
locker
on.
room?
He's just like... He's gotta take a break
So, you said
sometimes.
Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity
Here we go,
to
see.
check out the... That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro. So of course I would suggest we check
So
the
now
girls'
you
locker
use
room
it
first.
on the one
There
from
was
the
no
beginning
time
that
for
Aoi
pointless
said.
distractions.
Oh.
So that's how that works.
Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the
What? Oh, I guess you have to do it the other way around. That's weird.
Shoot!
I really thought that it was the other way around.
That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro.
No, it's wrong.
Byakuya!
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
That's true.
Your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
Wow.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
It's not that it's weak, it's that it can be easily proven false when given more evidence.
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Bianca's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care.
Put his
Got him
hands in
cornered,
the air like
but
you
he's
just
acting
don't
like it has
care.
nothing to do with it.
You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh?
Is it?
Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between the case and the other Genocide Jack murders, the evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden there. What could it be? Oh, cool, we're doing more of this. Just tell me now, am I gonna have to use a freaking flashback? Oh, the library desk lamp. Okay, never mind.
You're gonna have to use it like a decent amount throughout the game, but like it's not like overused, I don't think.
You want me to explain it again?
Please explain.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Got him! You
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
God damn it, just destroy the white noise, you lazy asshole.
I didn't wanna. I wanted to cut around the corner.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
Extension cord!
An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library.
I'm gonna call him asshole, because that's his name, asshole.
And the
Byakuya.
same extension
Nah,
cord
that's
that was in
asshole.
the library all this time went missing after the murder.
True.
And there's no way someone who
Still
uses
looks
that
fucking
extension
shocked. I
cord
love
as
it.
much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
Nah.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
You could've.
Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm. Well, he's totally calm because he knows he's innocent. The thing is, we have evidence that points to him being the killer, but the fact that he is acting calm is already enough to make it look like, oh, he's
What's wrong? I asked you if you think...
Oh my
That's
god.
what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
That is a good point. He would do anything to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second?
Just pause.
I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know.
Did we, though?
Still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Why would you switch to the girls' locker room? It was found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Yeah. No, yeah.
I got it!
The murder didn't happen in the girls' locker room.
Right?
It happened in the boys' locker
Are you
room.
sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that?
Oh,
oh,
I'm right, and he's gonna appear shocked.
In the girls' locker room, there is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime
you
have
fucker.
been anywhere else?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm dying. Byakuya is killing me.
I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
He's like, wait, what?
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I...
Yeah, I do. Did I just take you off guard, asshole, huh? Never realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
There was something that was switched in the prisoner's locker room. I think it's Sakura's account. Handbook. Account. Locker room carpet. I mean, there are multiple things that can prove that it was switched.
So just choose one of them.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is... the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel.
Big-boobed supermodel.
A big-boobed supermodel.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster?
Big-boobed.
So so the funny thing is, taking out the account here, that is 100% a poster that could be in a girl's locker room. But for the stasis, the point of this game, yeah, that wouldn't be in there.
The jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
Why not?
That doesn't really seem to belong in a boys'
Makoto, come on, stop being a bigot.
That maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms.
It was the mat.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it!
Got it.
The stain
Yeah.
on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
That's my stain!
Does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
Because the murder happened in the boys' locker room.
From one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime,
It's one of the two.
the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
Yeah.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room,
Why was Chihiro in
then
there?
how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's
Wait.
handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
What? Just play the game.
And I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Yasuhiro figured it out. It's fine.
Alright.
I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Okay, let's hear it. He's gonna say, like, she borrowed it. Broken.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Remember, Monokuma said that the broken one is, or not. They assume that the broken one is Leon's.
Huh.
I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
I think Chihiro used their own.
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
He's just so nonchalant, like, oh, I guess I was wrong. Oh well. That's cute.
Isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
You can steal it.
States that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
True.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room.
Oh man.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
No. No.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
Oh my gosh.
You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say?
She's opened her mouth already, Monto. You know what? Fuck you. You're the killer, you
She could
fucker.
get in the boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
what?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that,
She's a boy.
why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Another
I want
break.
you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess. Now then,
Huh.
what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Alright.
Recess, yeah, I love recess.
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the Haid, and where she took us was... Oh, cool.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Kyoko, that's gross. What?
Examine her carefully?
Alright.
Wait!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just...
I would be.
Based on religious grounds.
Religious grounds.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
Ash, don't be sexist.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Oh, God.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Stop.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go.
Oh, she's gonna discover that Chihiro was a boy.
Please excuse the intrusion.
Chihiro was a boy. I'm calling it now. Putting her hands together in a brief prayer. Then began to quietly examine her body.
Her entire body. And I believe we will solve this
yes.
particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is...
Oh man, this is just weird.
This...
Oh shit, Super Saiyan Goku.
Not possible. It's not possible.
Look at that, Super Saiyan Goku.
She's going Goku.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is...
Is what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Also, say what? Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. It makes a lot of sense.
Joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Oh man, she's pissed.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Dun dun dun!
You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Alright, cool, we're back.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the... We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know.
Oh
his
god,
reason
it's already
for
been
hiding.
almost
The
53
fact
minutes.
is,
Yep.
Chihiro was not a girl.
I think we're a little more than halfway.
Okay. That Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even
And
crossed my
because the
mind.
victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
True.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but Yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I mean, the motive for moving the body is they wanted to try and throw suspicion off the men.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off.
All right.
There's a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected.
Everything.
Have finally become
all of the mysteries.
Well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Nah.
Very interesting.
God.
This is because
Fucking hell.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well,
No.
without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Well, that was before we got more evidence and information.
Too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Freaking even Leon's shocked, like, what?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it.
He's like,
And
huh.
Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy.
Yeah, like you didn't know
If you
that.
really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct.
Wow, thanks. Thanks, asshole. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened
Dun,
to
dun,
come across
dun.
the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now.
Effing.
I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
Wow.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit
I mean,
is much
I don't think they don't matter.
say. Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Are you not paying attention, Yagakure?
If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
What?
The killer is Genocide Jack.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. I thought we were gonna go for the frickin' Ashes talk something. Celeste. Oh no, Celeste, yeah.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Probably that.
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim?
Joe!
And only the killer.
No!
Man, how many times is he gonna be wrong today?
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
That's Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Nice.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag.
Cool.
And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
True.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and
I do really like that everyone is now calling Chihiro like, you know, he and saying he and everything.
Nina and I had
I do like that little detail.
And he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
It feels kind of obvious now who it is.
Oh.
Marvelous friendship.
Mondo. I don't know. I just think like either Mondo or Kaiba, but I think it's Mondo.
figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Find out after this commercial break!
The killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Yeah.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Someone's gonna fess up. I think I know what it is.
And remember, you only use it. This is a time that you use a flashback.
On his way to go exercise.
I don't know for which one, but because you already used Celeste's account.
Why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
Facts.
Tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must.
Did any of
What?
Could it have been that? I don't know.
closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without...
Yes. No, I know exactly what he said.
What?
He said blue tracksuit, but none of us ever mentioned that it was blue.
What did he choose? What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, what, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Wouldn't I use the Celeste?
No.
Account again?
Actually, maybe you do use Celeste account again.
First of all,
They know
Not
that he
100%
was on his
sure.
way. So next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one.
So,
The killer was wearing the same blue.
Oh, okay.
No, that's wrong.
Break. None of us ever mentioned it was blue.
What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said
Saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assume headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just.
Oh.
Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter
blue.
of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
You.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry. Are you talking about Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Oh.
Why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him.
You can choose any of them, it doesn't matter.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that,
Did he?
it occurred
Yes,
to
he
me
did.
that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Are we gonna get a flashback of that?
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a
Aw.
false accusation.
Iva, no.
My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
What?
My little ghost friend is telling me.
What?
Yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Just that face.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Found it on the ground.
I got it!
It's mine.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Oh.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How? Am I assuming a weak point or something?
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Fucking Mondo looks so mad.
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Oh.
I flippin' knew it!
High temperatures, just...
The sauna.
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
He didn't find out. He just accidentally did it.
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
Yeah.
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
Someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
It's Mondo.
Hifumi!
Mondo.
Here's my answer.
Mondo.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why?
you keep accusing him?
Well, he said his friend is
Mondo
gonna
and
die.
Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago. Remember?
See, that'll get a flashback.
Contest. Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
That's true. Kaiba
He
didn't.
realized he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but if I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. God. Okay.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Hold on. I think I know what it is.
Let's test Makoto. If what he says, you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Ah.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
There you go.
Got him.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own.
Oh.
Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's.
Okay.
That the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit.
True.
No worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Yay!
If I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch!
He has to curse every time.
What's wrong, bro? Come on!
Aw.
Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong!
He's gonna be so sad.
Just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time?
Oh, are we about to do the annoying thing?
That way,
I think so.
everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Yeah. Oh no,
Nope,
this is
this.
this. Okay. I'm just gonna make this guess. I really hope that I'm right.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night...
If I'm wrong, then I'm gonna need help with this because I'm fucking lost. That.
At the time,
The
she was
time.
apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, accessed the boys' locker room.
Oh. Okay.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there, and the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster.
It's not this.
Which one?
It's not the shadow of the bathroom door. I hope so.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster.
Oh, thank God.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation.
So how did he even discover the body in the first place?
He just got lucky. He just happened to discover it.
That's just...
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Complete.
Oh, Mondo.
No, this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence?
We already gave it.
Evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo is the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. A new element is under the bullets. Oh my god.
I got it.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute
Poor
you.
guy.
False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. Show me.
This should prove it.
Alright, cool, thank you. God, that would have taken me forever.
I know.
Right? Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's.
Yeah, show us your handbook, man.
In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
You don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Time for the sad reason why.
A, C, A, 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 C, A. Yay!
Got some money.
More presents.
Bro.
What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be?
Yay!
Hooray! We did it.
What?
Moin? This time it looks like, huh, you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro was Mondo. Aw.
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous.
Taka, which is Kaiba.
Kaiba chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone. Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it? My God.
Now then.
It looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, they tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. And he had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy, but no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him. It was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, This world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Excuse me, sorry. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Aw, he would really think that? Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Oh, that's so sweet! Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my
I want
chance.
to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action, and so... That day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Rip.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person who went to, it was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help me give some courage. I probably said that wrong. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that. So then that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd make to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got to the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. But why would he do it? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know. So that's what triggered it after all. The secret that he had was, the truth is, I'm a real snake.
What is this?
Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it's hurting someone, it's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can, and that's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know? You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Oh shit. Guh? Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had that chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. His bro. Mondo's older brother,
Daya Owada.
Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It's because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle.
Vavroom.
Vavroom. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust, or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him into everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. Before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Could someone like that really be our leader? All they'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the same gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Oh my god, it's almost been 2 hours. Which is why I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win. I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck.
Crazy Diamond.
Oh, yeah, Crazy Diamond. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... okay. I love how the dead brother looks like he's fucking smiling. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final word. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. What do you mean you fucked up? He fucked up. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Aw. Hey, kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's the team, you and me, to get put together. It's a pretty Family Guy. A promise between men.
Family Guy.
Hey, Lois, look, I'm Mondo. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet... As soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And in the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it would have been for nothing. That's why I, Mondo, after I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with all kinds of fuzzy uneasiness, and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like that before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety, way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. It was right there. He told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Huh? Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? I think when I found out, you would... You're right, but...
To change.
I want to change. I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. I can't hurt. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it? You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had, so I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me?
You making fun of me? Are you fucking with me right now?
What do you think, I'm a clown? You think I'm a clown with a fucking nose? I'm strong? You fucking with me right now? I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure on my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength. That's right, I am strong. 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 Stronger than you.
I am stronger than
I'm stronger
you.
than yeah.
Who's diet?
I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Oh, man. I killed him.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his. And it turned
Meanwhile,
into
Makoto pissing the bed.
God damn it. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? As I sure don't. You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead. Say that again, I dare you. Okay, say as many times as I want. That's what I want to say, but fortunately, I can't do that right now. It's time for punishing. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
I've prepared a very special punishment.
Oh God, you're gonna fucking like just strap him to a bike and have him ram into a truck. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Punishment time.
I said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
That's so sad. That's so sad. Mondo's been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Whee! Hello. Ah, okay. The Cage of Death.
Wee.
That seems kind of fun. What the fuck, man? Oh my god! Where's his body? What the fuck? What?
They turned him into butter. He's Butter Mondo.
Butter Mondo. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen. Laugh at death and your soul forever be at peace. Say what? I see Toko's back to normal. Can't be. My bro. Aww. Another murder, another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Not Kaiba. Oh, that's so sad. Oh man, invaded our skulls. We were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game?
Yeah, Byakuya.
God, I want him to die next.
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that? Of course I do, because this game is life or death. I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime? Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. When the murder took place, I was in the library as usual. So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea. So this fucker was willing to get everyone else killed. For what?
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning? Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning.
Yeah, there's got to be a challenge, Pat.
Bruh, he says that. I hate him. I think I've never hated a video game character more than this person. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. We did all that to liven things up, so after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, we decided to use that to create a fake murder scene. But damn, man, if we hadn't figured out who really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course, in the eye, I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. So, he tested me to see how good of a detective I am, and now he knows to not underestimate me.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied? We're done listening to your story. Moving on. There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
What's next? I don't know next. You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself. You're over-exaggerating. I'm not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. What do you mean? 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 Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Huh, whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me. Ah, the noble, son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship. Shut up. I would never stoop to a level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of my family, the asshole family. for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
Getting all riled up.
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper, temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Hoo 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 hoo. Ah ha 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 ha. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew it wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because their mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like
As
to
long
ask.
as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away!
That's interesting. Who was it? 16th high school student.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, and nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
So, there is a traitor. Who is it?
Oh god, only 10 people left.
Sakura, Aoi, Toko,
To
Celeste,
be continued!
Byakuya, Makoto, Kyoko, Hifumi.
I received a crazy
Yagakure,
diamond present!
And Taka.
Would you like to save?
So, who do you think the traitor is?
I don't know. I think the traitor is someone that's already quote-unquote dead.
Okay.
Fucking what's her name? The girl who I joked about that was, Monica. The model girl, what's her
Junko.
name? I think it's her.
You think she's the traitor?
I think she faked her death.
Okay.
Just the way that Monokuma was talking made it sound like, you know, you were supposed to make the first move, you were supposed to do things first, but because the other girl killed first, things happened differently. And when he said, just don't ask for my measurements, I don't know, that felt like a weird thing to say.
Him saying, don't ask for my measurements was a joke about, like, his dick.
I know, but, like, that, just the word, the way he said, just him saying measurements, it just made it sound like, you know, like he's just making, like, a weird reference to that.
Alright. Interesting.
Alright, and
what
that'll do
about-
it.
What about the 16th high school student?
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. All I know is that I think that the traitor is her, the model, and that she faked her death and stuff. But that'll do it for this long-ass episode, 2 hours long. I don't know if I'm going to cut it in half or not. Probably not. Or maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. Until then, peace out, and remember to trigger your happy. Goddamn, Mondo. Goddamn.